Now that we can go from binary to decimal, let's reverse the process, still trying to increase our understanding of how binary works and how binary represents base 10 numbers by going from decimal to binary instead of binary to decimal. Now, if you really understand what you were doing whenever you were going from binary to decimal, you should be able to realize that the reverse process is the same, it's just done backwards. What you're trying to do is figure out what powers of 2 to add to equal the decimal number. There are a lot of different procedures for this, and a lot of people use division and then use the remainder and then reverse the number in the end. I'm going to show you my technique. I think my technique is a lot easier. First, you find the highest power of 2 of the number that you're trying to translate without going over that number, and mark that many places as how big your binary number will be. Then you're going to place a 1 in that highest position to represent that power of 2. Then you subtract that power of 2 from the number that you're trying to translate. Next, if the results are not 0, the result is not 0, then you find the power of 2 that is highest to the new number without going over. And then you return to step 2. If the results are 0, then you just fill in all the blanks with zeros and you have your binary number. All right, so let's see that in action. 128. Okay, what is the highest power of 2 that we can use without going over 128? Okay, this one, extremely easy. 2 to the 7th is 128. Okay, so I'm going to write down 8 blanks, because remember, we start counting at 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we put a 1 in the highest position, in the 2 to the 7th position. Then we take that number and we subtract it from the number we're trying to translate. 128 minus 128 is 0. The results are 0, so we stop and we fill in all empty spaces with 0. So 128 translated to binary is 1 followed by zeros. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. Let's try something a little more complicated. 156, right? First, look at your powers of 2. What's the highest power of 2 that you can use without going over 156? Well, 256 is too big. 2 to the 7th, or 128, is smaller. And also, if you remember back to the cheat sheets, or to the, not the cheat sheets, to the tutorial on how to go from binary to decimal, you might remember that the largest number you can represent with 8 zeros and 1s, the cutoff point right here, is 255. So we know that it's going to be under 8 zeros and 1s, or under 9 zeros and 1s rather. So anyway, 2 to the 7th is 128. Okay, so we write down our 8 blanks: 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 3, 2 to the 4, 2 to the 5, 2 to the 6, and 2 to the 7. We put a 1 in the 2 to the 7th position. Okay, that gives us 128. So we take 156 and we subtract 128, which gives us 28. What is the highest power of 2 that we can use for 28 without going over? Well, 32 is too big, but 16 is just right. So 2 to the 4 is going to be our next position. So we'll mark that position with a 1. 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 3, 2 to the 4, for a value of 16. 28 minus 16 equals 12. So we still have 12 to worry about. Pull up the powers of 2. What's the highest power of 2 that we can use without going over? Well, we have 2 to the 8, because 2 to the 16 is too big. So that's the 2 to the 3rd position. So we need 2 to the 3rd. 0, 1, 2, 3. 2 to the 3rd is 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. Okay. What's the highest power of 2 we can use without going over? 4. We have it. We actually have a 4. So we need to add the value 2 to the 2. So 0, 1, and 2. 4 minus 4 is 0. So we just fill in the rest of the blanks with zeros, and we have our binary number. 156 is the equivalent of 1001100. Okay, let's work some practice problems. So I'm going to stop this video and create one just for practicing converting decimal to binary numbers. Work some practice problems if you think you got it by checking yourself through online programs. Then don't worry about the tutorial. Skip to the next lecture. If you're having some difficulty or you're not sure how to do the translation, then make sure to watch that video first.